Hey y'all, good afternoon. How are you? We're back. We're going to be giving some leveled up parenting advice. This was a highly recommended video. So, as y'all come in, hit the like button. Thank you. If you're new, subscribe. And then we'll start talking about the leveled up parenting advice that I have for you. Let me set my alarm real quick. Hey, how are y'all? Okay, it's already set. So, y'all hit that like button as y'all get in. I appreciate it. So we'll start. The best advice I could ever give anyone as a parent who wants to raise a child that will not, who will know their value and who will not be a victim of being used, or to raise, depending on if they're a boy or girl, on how to raise a son to be a provider and whatnot. So I'll start with the girls. There's probably majority of girls here, and there's more females that are born than there are males. So we'll start with the girls. Never. Now here's my thing. Now people are going to disagree with certain things because of how they were raised, and so here is the forward. Just because you were raised that way does not mean it was correct, or that was effective, or that it was beneficial to you. Let's just get that right out of the way first. People will automatically respond based on reaction, not thought. So just understand this. If you're going to react on thought, great, share your thoughts. But if you're just going to react on what your mom did or what your grandmama did, then don't even bother typing, because sometimes stuff needs to change in order for people to change. So let's begin. My first piece of advice for women who are raising daughters: never let your daughters do any type of work for free. Never allow your daughters to do anything for free, period. Okay? Reward them with something, give them something every time they do any type of work, unless it's cleaning their own room. You could give them allowance, whatever, but you do not make your children do work that is unnecessary just because you said so. Okay? This trains women to give of self out of fear, guilt, and submission. So stop doing that crap, and your kids or daughters definitely will have a higher self-esteem and a higher self-worth to themselves. So pay them kids. All right. Number 2, tell them their value every day. Tell them how valuable they are every day. Okay? Tell them so that when someone comes to try to take their value away by saying something negative to them or trying to use them, they will have your words in their mind saying, I am the prize, I am valuable, and here come this fool who must think I'm stupid and trying to take advantage of me. They will recognize people trying to take advantage of them if they know their value. Okay, so how can I contact you privately? Psychic connections, baby. Telepathy, sprinkle. No, I'll tell you. It's at the end of the it's at the end of the description bar in the comments. You can join the Facebook group. Sprinkle. Right now I'm trying to stay on topic. So, yes. You're welcome. Okay, so where was I? Okay. Number 3, Thank you, Kiwi. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Number 3, take your children to nice places. That's number 3. Don't say, oh, y'all got to stay home and we going to the nice place, or, whatever. Take your kids to nice places. Get them spoiled so that when they get older, they don't accept anything less. That's number 3. Take your kids to see things, go to nice places. Take them on vacation with you. Okay? You don't have to take them on every vacation, but take them on a nice one. Because if they get used to that lifestyle, there is no way they're going to go backwards. No way. They're not going to choose a dusty man that can't provide better than their own mother. They're not going to choose dusty friends that can't afford to go places. And they're not going to choose a dusty lifestyle that won't allow them to live how they've been used to living this whole time. So expose them to the nicer things, nice places, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, don't save that just for you, or, don't treat it like it's something expensive or special. Treat it like it's normal. Even if it is expensive or special to you at the time, if you treat it like it's normal, your kids will get the impression that that's how you're supposed to live, that's normal. And so when they grow up, that will be their norm. Okay, so don't ever talk and don't speak poverty mind around your children. Don't ever keep saying, I can't afford that. This is too expensive. Say something else. Like, oh, like if you can't afford something, don't ever tell your children you can't afford it, because that's putting lack in their mind. Make deals with your kids. Say, oh, you know what? If you really want that, if you work for it, I'll buy them for you. And by the time they finish whatever task you've given them, you'll have had enough time to either save up the money or find a way to get it. But don't tell your kids you can't afford something. That just makes them feel like they lack because you lack. And you're putting your lack onto them. And when you put your lack onto someone else, it turns into their lack. And so that's how poverty mind gets passed down. So, my phone. So never tell people that. Even you as a person, an adult, should never tell people you don't have money. Oh, sorry. You should never tell people you're broke. You should never tell people you can't afford something. Never. Find a different way to say it. That means that you, that you're not poor or lacking. Just find a different way to say that you can't afford something. Oh, well, I'll think about it. Oh, well, maybe I'll shop around first. You say your grandma did that? Right. Dusty wants you to be humble. The humble servant, of course. The best way to be humble is to be paid and humble, because that means you're not really on that level. It means you have to really try hard to be on that level. You know what I'm saying? Being humble is not being on that actual level. It's having to bow to that level. So if a rich person went to a poor neighborhood, they would probably have to act a little bit more humble. Okay. Being humble means you were up here and you lowered yourself. Not that you was already on the ground. Okay. Number 4, teach your kids to demand respect. Period. Teach your kids to demand respect and to also give respect, because you can't demand respect until you give respect. So respect your children. That's another one. If you don't respect your own kids, they will never respect you or anybody else. They may act out of fear, but they don't truly have that respect. So, and I know a lot of people are going to feel like this is not a good idea, but don't bust into your kids' room. Don't go through their stuff unless, They want it for some illegal crimes or whatnot, and you're trying to get rid of the evidence. But don't be that person that goes through all their stuff and bust in their room and, scream at them and then try to embarrass them. Don't do that. That's disrespectful. What if someone did that to you as a grown person? It still has the same effect on a child that it does on an adult. Okay? So have some respect, and they'll be more likely to share and be honest with you and tell you stuff. Hello? And tell you stuff. It's a bot. If you're respected. Now, I'm not saying ignore anything that might be a red flag, but I'm saying just on a regular basis, if you know that they're doing good in school, they're not causing any trouble, A, B, C, and D, then allow them that independence and that respect. The bot just called you too. They call it at the same time. It's like on a mass bot call scale. All right. I have knocked on their doors. I do go through their stuff. Either you don't go through their stuff. That's good. If they give me a huge reason to go through their stuff, I'll ask them first. Is there something that you're hiding? Is there something that you need to talk about? Is there something that I need to know? Because if it is, I want to help you. And you don't even probably know, but I've probably done the same thing or worse. And I'm sure it's been worse. So don't be afraid to admit your own mistakes in your life, because they might be hiding something from you that they think is terrible and bad, and you probably did 10 times worse. And so, hiding stuff is not going to solve an issue. So that's why you should be open and honest with the stuff that you've done. I've told my kids all my stories, and they laugh at them. And whenever they come out of school, they'll be like, Mom, I did something bad today. I'm like, what did you do? And she said, well, it's not that bad. And then it'll be something stupid that's not even bad. And I'm like, girl, that ain't bad. You know what I did at your age? I say, you're a goody two shoes compared to me. So they're more comfortable telling you when they make mistakes or when they did something wrong. And they'll most likely ask versus being afraid to talk to you because, you disrespect them. You disrespect their privacy. You make them work for free and you talk poverty to them. I mean, they're going to close down naturally to a parent like that. They're going to shut you off naturally, just alone because of all the negativity coming from that. So when you're an open-minded parent, when you admit your mistakes and you allow your kids respect and privacy, and you actually pay them to do stuff, you basically are treating them like a young adult, and you're treating them with that respect, especially when they get to a certain age. I'm not talking about toddlers and stuff, little babies, but when they get to at least, late elementary and junior high school, you need to have that respect, and don't yell at and scream at them, especially if they're boys. If they're boys, you don't need to emasculate them, because it's what makes them not want to date anyone that reminds them of you. Okay. So you don't need to emasculate anybody. You need to uplift, encourage, be on their team, like, their best cheerleader. Give them, if they need a male role model in their life, if their dad's not around, find somebody they can talk to, an uncle, a cousin, somebody. But you don't have all the answers. You're a woman, and as a man, especially one that's going through puberty and adolescence and turning into a man, they're not going to value the opinion of a woman anyway, because they're in their masculine at this point. So you got to help them to figure out, their masculinity, and, show them movies that, if you don't have live in role model, watch movies with role models. Oh, look at, a man providing for his family, a man opening doors, this, and that. So show them the correct examples and not, you know, a lot of women feel guilty because they didn't follow certain things, and they are afraid that their kids might look at them crazy. But if your kids can learn from your mistakes and you admit them and you admit that they're wrong and that you want better for them, then they can do better. Some people won't even admit that they did anything wrong, and they'll try to pull the child back down to their level because either A, they never learned the lesson, B, never even thought they did anything wrong or backwards, or C, don't want the child to move past them. Okay, so you always have to push them further. I already told my kids, y'all better have a nicer house than me and a nicer car than me, because y'all got a better everything than me right now that I had when I was your age. So you better have a better everything. There's no reason you need to go backwards. So Layla's already looking at houses, and she's still in junior high school. She's like, I might have this kind of house and that kind of house. How much does this house cost? A lot. Well, what kind of job do I need to get this kind of house? Well, you can get this type of job and you be working all day, or you can get, this, or you can own your own business, or you can get married to a man who already got money and do whatever you want. But here are your options. And so I give them every option. I run it down. I don't tell them, go just get a rich man. I tell them every option, and I let them make their own decision. And when they explore those options, they're going to see how each option is either hard or easy, and they'll find the best fit for them. So I don't recommend telling a child to go only one way. I recommend giving them all the options and laying everything out on the table and allowing them to decide. I don't believe in pushing a child to do something that they don't want to do, like a sport, a religion, or going to a certain college, or if they don't want to go to college. I don't recommend pushing anybody to do something that they don't want to do. And so, but if they do want to do something and they come to you and they say, I want to do this, I do recommend allowing them to explore that option. Because if they want to do something, they'll come let you know, definitely. What if a child doesn't want to do anything at all? Then what are they doing? Sitting there in a room staring at a blank wall? What are they actually doing? Are they online? Are they on their phone? Are they playing video games? What is it that they're doing? They are doing something. It's just not something that you want them to be doing or that you think is something relevant. They are doing something. So, like, for example, if your child is always on the phone, like on a computer, on the iPad, or playing games on the phone, they are playing games. They are at some point interacting with other people. And through a lot of that stuff, they're learning. I mean, how much do you learn on social media? They're being entertained, they're interacting with other people, and they're learning facts. Like Sasha and Layla will come to me and say, did you know that A, B, C, and D? I'm like, I told you that 3 weeks ago. Well, this person said it online. Okay, good. I'm glad you listened to them, but okay. They're learning. So they are doing something. They're doing, you can learn more by being online for 20 minutes than you can throwing a football. Okay. And hitting your head and getting concussions and stuff. You can learn more that way. And you can gain in brain cells instead of losing them. Your nephew taught himself to read on iPad at 3 years old. Yeah. With the next generation having iPads and phones since infancy, they should be 10 times smarter than we are. Think about that. If you were given a computer and knew how to work it at 3, just so you could shut up from crying in the grocery store, Imagine how smart you'll be at 20 and 21. You'll be running a whole company. Okay. So let them do what they want to do. A lot of the stuff that people are pushing is on its way out. A lot of the activities that people are pushing, like parents, oh, you need to go do sports or you need to go do this, it's on its way out. What's on its way in is, mostly going to be stuff online and how to get paid and, interactive things. Um, they are smart but weaker. And that's what people usually evolve to. If you go back 5,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, the humans were stronger and dumber. Okay. They are the only thing that I do say kids need to work on is self-esteem, and that comes mostly from the parents. So it's up to you. They're weaker because they don't know how to stand up for themselves, or a lot of them are weaker because they're learning from their parents. But after this generation of kids, and those kids become parents, those kids aren't going to be weak because they're not going to have that example. Hmm. And don't give your kids your jobs. I'll repeat this. Stop giving your children adult jobs that you're supposed to be doing. Okay. Do not make your kids the stay-at-home nanny or the babysitter. Do not make your kids the cook or the maid unless you are paying them for their time. And make sure that they have a choice in doing so. Understand that. Your kids are not your babysitter. Your kids are not your cook, your maid, and they need to be paid and also asked. Sorry. I don't agree with forcing children to do something that you can't even do. So allow them to have the option to watch the sisters and brothers. Allow them to have the option of cooking or not, and also pay them. This will allow your child to have a high sense of value, like I am worth it. If I'm going to do anything, I want to be compensated or asked and given the choice. You said your mom made you babysit? Right. Kids aren't free labor. Exactly. Hmm. I'm sorry. You said your son wants your dad, the father, to play and he sleep all day and collects unemployment and stop working, and now you got to pay stuff. He wants you to spend money and he sleep all day. Well, you better get somebody that you better find a way to make him not sleep all day. Hmm. You need to send somebody by that don't have no job to come through every day. Oh, tomorrow this person's coming over to visit the child. You need to be up, cleaned up. The house need to be done. Oh, tomorrow after I'm bringing my friend by, so make sure they stay up. Call all the time. Ring the phone every 30 minutes. Hmm. Fill out a bunch of random online surveys and put his phone number in it so he can get them bot calls. Fill out an application in his name and put his phone number on it. Online, okay? Hi, we received your application. What? I didn't apply for this job, but it says here you did. How to treat bad behavior? Like doing what? Because sometimes it's just a cry for attention. So sometimes it's not bad behavior, it's a cry for attention. So you need to be able to determine what it is. Your cousin treats her daughter like a slave. Hello. You are now live and in tune. Bye. um, no whoopings or beatings. Yeah, don't beat them kids. Unless they trying to beat you, you don't need to be beating them. Right. Let's see. Chores, should there be any for kids? My kids, I'll just use myself as an example. They get paid to do stuff. The only thing they really have to keep up is their own room and their bathroom. But then we still have cleaning service. So they just, but I make them clean up after themselves, but not for everybody or other people, and da 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 da. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and don't use bad language to your children. Like don't call them bad things if you get mad. And if you slip up and you do, just apologize right then and there. There you go. Thank you. Okay, so with the boy, let's go for the boys now. Talk about the boys. That was inclusive of everybody, but for mainly women that have sons, like I said, pay them, make them earn their money. So when then they grow up, they don't have resentment towards women taking advantage of them, and they'll enjoy the process of earning money and paying for stuff on their own and seeing that um, they're not just free labor. Okay, because when you make a child do work and don't pay them, especially if it's a boy, they start to see that you're using them for free labor. And as their mother, as a mother, an authority figure in their life, someone that they look up to, if you are exploiting them, they're going to also look at authority figures as people that are exploiting them. And they will allow it because you've trained them to accept it. So pay your sons. If you have them doing work, they got to take out the trash, give them some money. Okay. I don't even care if it's $1. They might not even know the value of money yet, but just give it to them, or give them something that they desire. It could be a reward, like, oh well, I'll buy you a toy, or oh well, I'll take you to the movies. Oh well, I'll give you some money. Oh well, I'll buy you a game, something, or I'll buy you an app. It has to be something that they want, though. Can't be something that they don't want. So give them, because that makes them want to work. It puts positive thoughts in their mind about work. Work equals reward. Earning money equals reward. And it doesn't equal sorrow, anger, and sadness. That's why most people don't want a job, because they were forced to work for free as a child. So put the idea of work equals reward in their mind. And then when they want more money or more than you can give them, then you can give them an idea on how to make that money on their own. Like, oh, well, maybe you should start selling, some pencils and erasers at school, or, maybe you should start selling something, this, and that online. And that's how you get them into earning their own money and maybe starting their own little side business. But at the end of the day, we have to break the cycle of poverty in how we raise our kids if we want them to do better than us. Okay. And also, don't down talk your kids in front of other people either. Don't tell their business to whoever is listening. Respect them. Okay. Also, don't volunteer your kids to do something that they don't agree to. Oh, well, he'll come over and help you clean out your garage this weekend. He need to earn some extra money too. But did you ask him? Or did you volunteer him? Don't volunteer your children for anything unless they ask you or they okay it with you. That's the worst. I would never volunteer my kids because I'd be like, if they want to, I'll see. And some people are sitting there waiting on you to answer for your child. My child got a brain; they can think. I'll ask them. And when you allow your kids to answer and speak for themselves, it gives them a voice in the real world, and they're not afraid to speak up and tell people things, or they're not afraid to speak up and tell people what they want or what they deserve or what they expect, because they were never silenced as a child. And by the time they get a little bit older, they'll have finessed how to speak and talk and get things that they want because they've been able to do it since a young age. Instead of just, well, how do I say this or how do I say that? I've never been able to do this before. They'll have, perfected it by then. Mm-hmm. So, no, I didn't get my lips redone. This is just a nude color that makes them look plump. It's unbothered, baby. Get you some unbothered by Level Up, baby. And it's unbothered. Unbothered. Just go type in lipstick under the search and Level Up Cosmetics, and you will find your unbothered. Thank you, Tyra. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Pay your daughters as well. Yeah, I already said that. I said that first. So for, yep, your mom cursed you in public for no reason. You call Uber, left her right there in order to set boundaries, moving out soon. Good for you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yep. This is also what causes a rift between parents and children. When the parent forgets that the child becomes an adult at a certain age, and they've been talking to them down and like someone less than for so long, that when the child turns, into an adult, they don't know how to talk to them the correct way. And so a lot of times they still treat you as if you're not, an adult or have your own brain, because they're so used to telling you what to do and in control of you that they don't know how to have a relationship with you as an adult. And that's a lot of parents' problem. That's why a lot of parents and kids don't get along anymore when they get older, because they're not giving them the respect, or they're not talking to them on their level. Okay, so sometimes you need to school your parents. Sometimes you have to teach the parents, and they'll know you're right because it will sound right and it will feel right. You just need to tell them. Right? You said they go silent after that. I know. Just like, look, I am this old. I am, this, and that. I think I can think for myself, and I'm pretty sure at my age you were thinking for yourself. Da 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 da. You just have to calmly tell them, and don't scream and yell. Be what they are supposed to be. That's the best way you can do it. Be what they're supposed to be. Thank you, Mel Air. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Your 9-year-old daughter was caught on camera throwing cereal at my friend's sleeping baby. The baby also has mysterious scratches on her face, which my child did not do it. What should I do? She's probably just jealous of the baby because the baby gets more attention. You need to show the daughter more attention. Okay. She mad because the baby's getting all the attention. You gotta give the 9-year-old the attention because how some people are jealous in real relationship. Thank you for the donation, by the way, sprinkle, sprinkle. You know how some people are jealous in a relationship. Well, sometimes kids get like that too. So you need to give them more attention. Take them to do something special. Give them something special. Give them a special nickname or position, like mommy's number one girl. I don't know, something stupid like that. But they need to feel important and like a priority. And when that baby came around, she probably felt like she was pushed to the back burner because a lot of kids go through that. Just make her feel super important. Give her an important job. Take her to do something just for her. Treat her very special, and she won't be messing with the baby anymore. The baby took her place, she feels. It's her friend's baby, yeah, but I'm sure when that baby comes around, she don't get no attention. Mm-hmm. But that's still, she's a 9-year-old. She's still young. It could be corrected. I think also if you show her pictures of herself when she was a baby, that also may help. Thank you, Pumpkin Woo. Pumpkin Woo. Sprinkle, sprinkle. My dad wants my brother and I to help him build his business, but I told my brother I'm focused on myself and it would take from my leveling up. And am I being selfish? I don't like the idea of helping him in. Tell them you'll advertise for them if they send you a T-shirt with the name on it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, girl. That's a good donation. That's the only way you're gonna help grow that business. Wearing it right over here. Say if you buy me a T-shirt with your business name on it, I'll wear it. That's all I have to do, baby. Y'all got it. Y'all the men. Make me proud. Be out. Definitely, that's what I'd say. I don't think that's your job to grow your father's and brother's business or just your father's. That's not your job. If you growing his, you could be growing yours. Mm-hmm. How do you deal with holidays and B-days with ex? You mean ex-husband? Y'all got kids and stuff? If you have kids, just mail, drop them off, go in and act cordial. You should be over them anyway. The best thing you ever see is when an ex is truly over the other ex and they can just treat them like extended family. Oh my God. Domino's Pizza.
Hi, are you interested in receiving a free $100 rebate card to be used in hundreds of name brand stores just for answering a quick survey? It will only take less than a minute. Press 1 to begin the survey, or please hold while you are being transferred.
Yeah, I know I love these bot calls.
Congratulations. You are only 3 questions away from claiming your $100 retail rebate card or one of our other exciting giveaways.
Thank you, Claudia. Date ideas that's safe but still cost.
Please listen to the entire question before responding yes or no. Have you or know someone who's been a victim of identity theft? Please press congratulations. You are.
They finna try to steal my identity. Claudia, I don't date like there's anything like I wouldn't date like COVID exists. Just go do what you gotta do. Go out during the daytime. Go hit up the restaurants for lunch and go hit up the little places for happy hour, go shopping, go walk through the grocery store looking cute, in the rich area of town. Just don't act like there's even COVID around, girl. And just continue on with life. Expensive dates, the restaurants are still open. The malls are still open. I'm pretty sure the theaters are still open if you're doing like Broadway or the symphony or orchestras or whatever y'all be doing, the plays. Holiday seasons are coming up. There's lots of galas that are going to still be around. They're just going to wear masks and probably only allow a certain number of people to come. But it's not going to stop anything. Just continue on. Right. So, okay, let's go back to the topic then. How to discipline bad kids. Get to the root of the problem and don't focus on the discipline, focus on the problem. Because the discipline is not going to work if the problem ain't solved. Okay? So you got to find the problem, because you'll have to discipline more and more if you don't solve the problem. So get to the problem first. Don't be mad. Talk. Like, if it's out of character for your kid to be in trouble, something is wrong. So talk to them and get to the bottom of it. Don't force them to tell you what it is. Just say, well, whatever it is, I probably already did it. I could probably tell you how to solve it. But, until you're ready, that's fine. We'll talk about it whenever you're ready. Just come tell me about it when you're ready. And if you give them that freedom, if you give them that time and that space, they will come to you. If you try to force it out of them, nope. Because they're afraid of why you're trying to force it out of them. They're like, why are they trying to force this out of me? Am I going to get in trouble? Is this a trick? So you just give them time and you tell them, well, I'm sorry, something is bothering you. And, I really hope that you figured this out. But if not, I can help you figure it out. You got to be like their ally, not their enemy. They got to know that you got their back, even if they wrong. Okay? That's the parent you have to be. You can't be against them. You have to be for them. Because if you're for them, they'll most likely come and tell you right from the start next time. They'll probably tell you before you find out another way. They'll be like texting you from school or something. Mom, I got in trouble, but you'll agree why I did what I did. Thank you, Mango Juice. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Dating a lawyer, he works a lot. How to be priority. A man that works a lot does not make a woman a priority. That's why he got money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Best thing you can do is date other people while he's at work. Or focus on your level up, or have something that you're doing. And when he's free, he's free. I mean, there's nothing you can really do unless you want him to make less money. So I just suggest having a hobby, going out with your friends, or waiting for him. The therapist had a bad mom. Oh. He said a picnic is for a woman of class. Low class. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Unless they've already been dating and he's already impressed her and he's already committed to her and they're already a couple and it's just a fun idea, not on no first dates and second dates and stuff. Oh, so yes, you're not going to yell at your kids. You're going to always take their side no matter what, period. If they're fighting amongst their own siblings, then you need to sit down and talk about it and then have them come to an agreement. But if it's like in the school or with something else, always take their side anyway. Even if you don't agree with it, take their side and then suggest other options for them to do instead of what they did. That's it. And don't compare another child. Yeah. Don't compare them to anybody because they're not like anybody. Okay, and so the next thing is don't send them away. Like if they get in trouble, don't send them away. Because you're putting in their mind that instead of trying to help them, you just put them out of sight, or their punishment is being sent away from you, denied, um, their comfort, which is their own house, their own room, their own environment. So don't send children away to like stay with their aunts, uncles, grandparents, or, other parent if y'all are not together as a punishment. Hmm. Some kids are bullied at school and don't know how to verbalize. Now, my kids, I'll sit there and tell them what to say for word. They'll text me, I'll text them what to say. Okay, that's we a tag team, baby. Well, tell them this, and then they say, "No, mom, I can't say that. I'll get in trouble." I said, "With who? All they gonna do is call me, and I'm gonna say, and I told her to say that." Thank you, Pumpkin. We're off topic, but how do you stay elevated when energy environment drains you? How do you stay up, level up with others demand so much of you? Don't do what they demand of you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Say no. If they're demanding too much, I hope they paying too much. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you for the donation. If they're demanding too much, I hope they paying too much. They ain't paying too much, you need to say no. I can't do that. I'm so sorry. Or charge them to do whatever they're demanding of you. That will be quick, fast, in a hurry for them to leave you alone. Make them pay. If it's kids you're talking about or family members can pay you. If it's work you're talking about, whatnot, they can't force you to work past, whatever your hours you're supposed to be working. So if something is draining you, it means you're in control of that. You're in control of how much you allow someone to drain you. So either put a stop to it or charge for it. At least you'll be compensated. Should I go to my son's birthday dinner with my ex planned or do something separate? His wife and my ex family will be there when he said he'd pay for them for it before. Oh, he said he'd pay for everyone but me, but you. That's rude. If someone is saying I'm going to pay for everyone but you, that means they don't want you there. Tell him you'll come and then don't go. Because the whole time, that's what he's going to be doing. Your mama come? Okay? He's going to be looking over his shoulder. She here? Looking at his phone. His wife going to be mad. He's going to be texting, you on your way? Sure am. I'm about to be come through the door. And say, oh, you know what? I forgot. You said you weren't going to pay for me, so I'm going to be next door. So yes, my kids don't get bullied, or if they do, I help them troll right on back. They won't even let me say what I really want to say. They'll have to make it nice. They have to filter my comebacks with their nicer comebacks. So, yeah, nobody bullies my kids because they'll just text me and they'll tell them exactly what I told them to say. Maybe. Mm-hmm. So, you said you don't like that he's going out of his way to not pay for your meal. Girl, he just that basically he said he don't want you to go. So this is the reverse psychology. Tell him you coming and then don't go. Duh. He gonna be looking for you the whole time. Okay. Y'all gotta learn how to get to people's mind. You want to mess with somebody's mind? All right then. Don't be mad. Let's play the game. First time in life. Hey, let me come on my first time in life. Hey. So, how to deal with being shamed? Shame the other person. Duh. Tell them they mama. I don't know. Like, I don't get shamed because I don't take anything personally. So, shame them all. Right. Okay. So, when the child gets to the age where they can go work at any place they want to, let them be in charge of that. Let them be in charge of where they want to work, what hours they want to work. Let them choose the place they want to work. You can kind of give them advice like, ooh, if I could work this day and age as a teenager, I would want to work here. You don't tell them what to do. You say what you would do if you were their age. You see how it works? If you tell them, especially if you're a single mother, and kids don't like listening to parents at that age anyway, because they already think they know everything. You just say, oh, this is what I would do. That would be so fun. And so they'll have the information about different places that they can work without the pressure or the suggestion. And they'll think they're making their own decision, which is what growing up and becoming independent is all about. So they don't want to take something that you're giving them because then they can't take the credit for it. You see? So if you simply just relate with them, they can still take that credit. How do you deal when you've been raised by a dusty father and pick me mother? Break the cycle by doing what you should be doing. All the little tips in this video, just go write them down. Think more progressive in how you do stuff. Right. How to deal when you've been raised. Oh, I already read that one. You have to get better at nice, nasty. Yeah. Now, if your child, and some of them will, get out of line and start talking crazy to you, you can remind them that you're the parent. You could say, look, I am not, the typical line. I'm not one of your friends. We are friends, but I am also your mother, and you will respect me. Period. And then walk out. Don't let them run over you if you are too nice, because there's some parents that be too nice. You still have to put your foot down sometimes by yelling at them once in a while, but not disrespectful. That way they don't take you as a softie. What if your daughter wants to be a bottle girl? What's that? Like selling bottles of champagne and stuff? If she can get good tips, I don't know. Would you rather her do that or go work at McDonald's? It's up to you. Do I recommend spanking little kids? No, I don't. I don't believe in spanking little kids. They don't understand it. They're too small. So a lot of times when you spank children all the time, they grow up and want to spank or hit on other people. So you don't want to create someone who is going to solve problems with their hands. Hmm. Yeah. Now, if they do something over and over and over, and it's really bad, and you've tried everything, and you say, okay, well, now it's time to spank. You can threaten the spanking, and if that don't work, then you can get you a little belt, and you can go like this, in front of their face. You can threaten them with the belt, and if they're just absolutely just not going to listen to you, and you really think that this is something that needs to be done as a last resort, and you just have no other option, sometimes, especially if they're boys or at a certain age, they're pushing their limit to see how far they can push you. Uh, and you have to let them know that there is that limit, and you need to bust it out and be like, and they'll be like, and I guess that's up to you whether to move forward or not, but it shouldn't be something that's regular. It should not be something that's regular. If they're challenging you to see your limit and that's what you got to do, sometimes that's what you do, but it is not something that's a regular thing, and you can avoid it most likely. But if not, I know some boys will push you. So push you to that level. So whatever you feel is appropriate for that is not demeaning or, you know, whatnot. Like if you're gonna spank somebody, don't be cussing them out and spanking them at the same time. Choose, just to spank a few times and then allow them the opportunity to understand why you did that and why you don't want to do it again and why you hate doing that and why they should learn and stop doing this. And just go all off. Just to tell them why you don't spank. Thank you, Aries. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I take my kid's side, but I found out she's been lying to get her way or to not get in trouble. How do I stop the lies? I always want to be on her side. Thank you, Sprinkle, sprinkle. Well, sometimes kids lie because they know you're going to say no. So sometimes you need to say yes. Sometimes you just need to say yes. Sometimes to get, if they got a lot to get their way, obviously they're asking you something and you obviously say no to it. So sometimes say yes. But get the details. You'll get more details if you start saying yes. It might not be so bad, whatever she's asking. But um rotten kids do exist. I know. So do rotten parents. they Rotten kids and rotten parents exist. They might not exist in the same family, but they sure do. Thank you, C. Ultra Sprinkle Sprinkle. Otera Sprinkle Sprinkle. Please check your Etsy message. Thank you, Sprinkle Sprinkle. I will. Therapist, you are officially being ignored. Yeah, y'all still listening to him? Mm-hmm. My father asked me for lots of help with my younger siblings. I am 22. He only gives me $300 per month. How to ask him for more, or should I start to say no? You say he give you $300 a month. Can he afford to give you more? That's a hard one, but that's not your responsibility. Like, you didn't have them kids, baby. Where the mama at? Okay. If he can afford to give you more, ask for more. Double it. Tell him to double it. Triple it. Because I'm sure he'd rather pay you than a daycare or a babysitter. All right. If you want to teach your kids to not do certain things, like when you're out or doing something and you want to trust them when you're not with them, you need to implement that stuff early on. You need to make whatever the actions are that you don't want your children doing, you need to implement that by commenting on other people's behavior who are doing something similar, or commenting on people that are doing what you don't like. Or you can say, oh, that's very trashy. Oh, that's very this. That's very low class. That's very ratchet. And they will start to see how you see. And so they would not copy those behaviors because they've been told and taught that that's ratchet and that's not good behavior and that's not becoming and it's not attractive. And so they will kind of shift away from certain people and certain issues. Hmm. Hmm. Anyway, you said some kids are rough though. Yeah, I was reading someone's talking about diet. It also could be them kids' diets too. You don't know what if you're what you're feeding them could also be what making them go crazy and go, act out. So try switching up some of the stuff in their diets. Now, don't send them. Look, and I know some of y'all can't do this, but if you can, don't let them eat that school food. Thank you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. Did I go through the drama queen phase with your girls? I am a drama queen. We all drama queens. We all still going through a phase. Period. Actually, I'm the only drama queen in the family, darling. And I don't really have that much drama. Um, probably why I am bougie now. That's right. So, great advice. Changed mine in the toddler diet because your advice in your video. Thank you, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, the kids will behave better if they're eating less bad foods, And I'm not one of them health fanatics. All I'm saying is don't feed them that crap at the school. Thank you. You know what I learned? And the stuff that they sell at school is grade D or no, grade C, whatever it is, meat. If y'all kids eating that stuff at the school, it's grade C. That's one level up from dog food. Okay. So, and they use the cheapest parts and the cheapest stuff to make that school food. So you're basically feeding your kids premium dog food, one level up from dog food. Okay. Just so you know, unless your kids go to private school. So please don't let your kids eat school food. It's very low grade. Half the time, that stuff be expired. Just so you know. That's why you think kids always throwing up at school. Okay. And packing a lunch or buying them lunch to pack, it kind of gives the child a sense of more that you care about what goes into their body and that they're not just in an assembly line with a tray like in a prison. Okay, they don't have to they don't have to stand in that line like cattle. They don't have to get slop put on their plate. They don't have to eat grade C food. And they actually have a choice of what they want to eat. And so they're more in control. Like a lot of people don't realize this, but having a choice of what you eat and having a choice of, selecting the foods at the grocery store that you like and packing your lunch will allow a child to understand that they have plenty of options as well. The more options you give children, the more options they see in the world. So don't just tell your kids, oh, you buying lunch this year at school. And that's that. Ask them what they want to do. Maybe one week, let them take lunch. If they like the nasty food at school and they want to buy it, then maybe one week they buy lunch, but make sure they have options. Okay. All the time, they need to have them options. You used to pack your oldest daughter's lunch. She said stop nobody packing lunch and she wanted to be like her friends. Well, that's understandable, but I thought my kids would be like that by now, but they are not. They want to pack their lunch. I said, y'all want to buy lunch? Ew, no, school food, never. But I think a lot of people carry their lunch at their school, so because a lot of parents don't want their kids eating that food, so they make their kids pack lunches now. A lot of them do. Why do some parents accept low values for themselves? Because their parents probably taught them how to be low value. I don't know. A lot of the stuff comes from your parents. And a lot of times people don't realize that until they start to think back. A lot of the habits that you have and how you feel about yourself comes from your parents. Mm-hmm. The kids that take lunch to school, everyone else be asking, can I get some? Thank you, Simply Amy. 2,000 plus gift 2 weeks. He said he wasn't patient enough and ended things for 6 hours before apologizing. How do I get major investment to feel safer? Well, it's only been 2 weeks, but you can say that your bills are due and double them. Maybe get them on a direct deposit. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, Sprinkle, sprinkle. I never rode a school bus. My mom always drove me to school. Yeah, I drop my kids to school every day, and I've got to go pick them up. So my kids won't get on the bus either. So I rode the bus too, and it was quite ratchet indeed. I hated riding that bus. I wish my mom would drive me. That's why I drive my kids to school and pick them up from school in a nice car. um, but my car ain't even really considered nice at their school. They got nice cars. They got Bentley. Every other car is like Porsche, Range Rover, Mercedes, BMW, Tesla. You can't even pick up your kids from school in anything that's not nice. They would rather ride the bus. No, mama, that's okay. Your car is raggedy. Ride the bus. So even just depending on what neighborhood and what type of school your kids go to, depends on a lot. They'll be like, "Mom, can you wash your car before you pick me up?" Okay. So what would you say is the maximum number of men that a woman could be dating at once before starting to confuse between them or get caught roster dating cheating? Well, they would all be very different, or I would all be very different with them. I would have a different wig for a different one, and a different name for a different one, so I don't get confused. If they calling me this, I'm calling them that. Have a different name and a different wig. Thank you, Super Nifty Susie. I'm making Halloween baskets for kids at a shelter. Should I give my new guy a Halloween treat basket? Did he give you one? No, he should be giving you something. Okay. But that's very nice of you to do. When did you start getting along with your kids to the salon? I don't know what that means. Getting along your kids to the salon? When did I start allowing my kids to go to the salon? I don't know. They've been going for like the last 2 years, 2 or 3 years. Mm-hmm. How to get confidence to go out and sit in public place and wait for somebody to come over and talk. It doesn't take confidence to go sit out in public. It just takes the want to do it. I don't think it takes confidence. Who lowered your confidence to where you can't go to a public place and sit out and allow people to approach you? Who took that from you? I don't know. Go get it back. Ethereal flower, sprinkle, sprinkle. How would you discipline a strong-willed 5-year-old? She does not like to listen. She's a Pisces and Aries moon still. Girl, you gotta bribe us. You gotta pay us and bribe us. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Where my money? She's a little Shira. She needs money. Toys, cupcakes, whatever. Surprise. She's strong-willed because she does not. I'm telling you, because I was a strong-willed child. Strong-will means she has her own mind. So you're going to have to really give her some space. She has her own mind, which means no matter what you say, she don't care. She's unbothered, just like me. So you have to give her that space because you don't know what that's going to develop into. And it could be her strengths. So don't take that from her. Some women can't have dinner alone. Well, I don't know. Go figure out who took away your ability to sit alone in public without feeling some sort of way. And then retrace that and figure out why you can't do that. Because I think everyone should be able to do that without feeling some type of way. This is a world, and people are free to go and come as they please and sit anywhere that they like. I don't care. I'll go somewhere and eat by myself, eat sushi, eat whatever. I don't care. Sit at the bar, baby. Do something. You know, if you look good, if you leveled up and you look good, then who cares? Everyone who's looking at you is looking at you for the good reasons that you look good. Mm-hmm. Some women are more gorgeous and get stared at more. That's true. So that is true. So go somewhere where there's ugly women. And so you could stand out. Okay. Go somewhere where there's old women and you stand out because you still young. I don't know. Figure it out. Find your advantage. You can't complain if you don't have the drive to find your advantage. In any situation, you need to be looking for your advantage, not trying to play on an even field. There's no even fields. Find your advantage and figure it out. You said a nursing home. Why not? Shoot. Lubies. Same thing. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of people don't realize this, and then I have to go, y'all. Don't bring no friends that are more attractive than you, and don't go to places where all the women look better than you. That's number one. Don't do that. You can't compete. So go find somewhere where you will be them. And when I say that, it's to find your advantage. Like if you say you're trying to be famous or whatever, and you're trying to audition for something, and you take your friend who's better at whatever talent that you're trying to audition for, and then your friend takes the audition and takes the part or takes whatever. You don't do that. You go somewhere where everybody is terrible, and so you can shine. That's it. Thank you, Wild23. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Hello, beautiful Miss Shira, the loveliest of them all. Oh, thank you, Wild23. Wild L23. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you. Appreciate that. You said that's why you moved out of LA? Okay, see? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Your little brother is about to turn 13 and a Scorpio. How can I stop him from lying? How could they stop you from lying? You can't stop people from lying. They're going to lie because they want to. Honestly, people are going to lie. But you also need them to trust you enough to tell you the truth when they want to. Like, I would never expect people not to lie. That's ridiculous. People are going to lie. And you're only fooling yourself if you think that people are not going to lie to you. Just learn how to tell when people are lying. You can trick people into the truth. That's very easy. Okay. Well, I hope this was helpful for some of y'all, and I hope that you can implement some of these things, or if you choose to, like I said, it's up to y'all. But I think it makes better children, especially if their parents understand how to properly treat them. Uh-huh. Thank you. She always watch. Oh, thank you, Kay. So make sure your kid is not a slave or maid and unpaid. Pay them kids and deal with them with respect, and that's what they'll do for you. And remember, them kids gonna have to take care of you maybe one day when you get old. So be careful how you treat them. Okay, they're gonna be like, remember when you did this to me? Thank you, Jessica. Sprinkle, sprinkle. My husband like tattoos. Should I get some? Some. Well, get some where they're not viewable and where you can cover them up. And nothing with his name on it, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Get something meaningful to you. Something only for you. If you're going to get one. Something meaningful to you. Don't try to impress him with something that's going to be on your body forever. Do something for yourself. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You say your kids should not be paying your bills in their teens. That's another one. Yeah, don't pay them parents' bills. Shoot. That's crazy. Unless they are in a wheelchair and are a quadriplegic, you shouldn't have to pay your parents' bills. You know? How can I get my girl to take care of me and pay all the bills? Make sure she ugly. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's how. Y'all already know. Make sure she ugly. Desperate. Thank you, higher love. Thank you for your advice. Oh, thank you, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Can a man and a woman be friends, lovers, and married? Can a man and a woman develop? This sounds like a poem. Develop a natural tenderness, care, and give and take between them. Yeah, if one of them lying to the other one. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I'll see y'all later. Bye.